Yes, good evening. Sava here from Football Heritage TV. I hope that everybody is well. Other than that bit of hair sticking up on my head, hope everybody is well. Oh, son it. There we go. It is what it is. Welcome. It's Monday evening. I have had a lot of sleep in the last 24 hours, so I feel very good, very revitalised. Are Tottenham going to be revitalised? That is the question. So far, no signs of it. Technically, we've made one proper signing this window, which is Archie Gray. Werner on loan. I mean, we had him last year, and Bergvall we knew was coming in from January as well. So far, Tottenham's transfer activity with 26, 27 days to go until the new season starts is what? Tottenham's transfer activity is an 18-year-old from Leeds United. Now, not knocking him, but what are we doing? That's what I'm asking today, and that's what I'm saying. No more calls of patience. I know whenever I do a video, I know that whenever I put out a post, like I put out a post earlier about Crescencio Somerville, I knew that 50% of the responses I'd get would be talking about patience. Why don't you wait until the end of the window, Summer? Like honestly, it's clockwork. I've been hearing this since I was 24. Clockwork. No, I don't think Spurs should have. I don't think Spurs fans should have patience anymore. I don't think. I don't think that telling Spurs fans to have patience is merited. At least last summer. Yes, it went like that towards the second half of the transfer window, but the first half of the transfer window, we actually tried to do some stuff. We haven't done anything. Like, let's be brutally honest, we haven't done anything. And look, I think it all goes down to my man Coover. Big up Coover if you're watching. If you're not and you see this back on repeat, big up. He popped in yesterday on the charity stream, and what he said was absolutely spot on. He said the message from the manager is about winning mentality, and he wants to challenge. The message from the club transfers and from the scouts is for the future. And again, it's that message, isn't it? It's that message of, well, what are we, am I going to believe the manager that comes out and says, oh, the Spurs fans, they don't have a winning mentality? And don't get me wrong, I think he was right what he was saying about fans wanting to lose to Man City. That's fine. I was always in the camp of, it doesn't matter if you want Spurs to beat Man City or not. I was always in the camp that we weren't going to anyway, so it didn't really matter. But when he's in the camp saying, oh, we need more winning mentality, that needs to be shown via activity. And look, do I get frustrated? Yes, I get frustrated. I'm not angry about it anymore, by the way. I think that's the default response. Why are you angry? I'm not angry about it. Not angry. I'm frustrated. I'm bored of it. But I'm not frustrated. I'm sorry, I'm not upset by it. And then again, you look at the squad that was announced today. I mean, we could talk about that as we go on. From the entire squad, the only two that have been left behind and actively told to look for clubs are Brian Hill and Reguilon, two players that have had no impact for the last couple of years anyway. So it leads me to believe, what are we doing? The reason why 31 have gone. 31 players have gone on this tour. And we're going to do the quick math thing again. 31 are going, right? Then you think who's not going. So 31, Brian Hill is 32, Reggie is 33, Fraser Foster is 34, Bentancur 35, Romero 36, Van der Ven 37. There's one more. I've missed. Dragusin is 38, right? So that's 38 players right there. 38 footballers. I'm missing one. I think I'm missing one, because I know there's 38, 39. And we're being told 3 new ones are coming in. It's a massive squad. Surely the Ben Davises. Surely. Now, I know what people's first response is going to be. I know what their first response is going to be. Oh, he can cover left. He can cover left. He can cover centre half. Ben Davies should be nowhere near this football club. But again, he's going to play another year because that will save us actually buying a centre half that we need. Because at the moment, we've got 3 senior centre halves. They're looking for a left back. Apparently, we've been linked with someone else today. I mean, I saw the name. I didn't even know it was. Lo Celso. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Lo Celso, not Dragoussi. Yes. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. I was doing it off the top of my head. Come on. It's not too bad. So the question is, what are we doing? The question is, as I've said in the, if anyone read in the body of my message, it said there's no FFP issues. There's no PSR issues. There's no financial issues at the club. There's no excuses. And what we do every year, I know we do, we have a lot of excuses. But you just have to watch us. Pre-season or not, anyone who watched Werner and Brennan Johnson the other day and thinks that those two are part of a team that's going somewhere, no, absolutely not. Listen, Brennan Johnson could score a tap-in every now and then and people will go, oh, look at his goals and assists. That's not a good footballer. I'm putting it out there right now. I'm not even going to prepare to say he's good. I don't think he's decent. I think he's a really, really poor footballer that's quick, gets in the box to score some goals sometimes. But if I was a left-back, absolutely love to play against Brennan Johnson. I think he's the most predictable player ever, and his crossing is absolutely woeful. Emerson Royale, as Scott Emma said, has gone on tour. Right, Royale's gone. Richarlison's gone. Lots of these players for me that shouldn't be going. Lots of these players. Again, I love this one. This one's always one of my favourites. Even Liverpool have done their business, but I don't see their fans panicking. You do know Liverpool have got a much better squad than us and don't need major surgery like we do. When I see these sorts of things, it makes me wonder if people actually understand what's going on, right? At the end of the day, whether the Liverpool fans are panicking or not isn't my issue because I'm not a Liverpool fan. But Liverpool finished, 18 points clear of us? 17 points clear of us? Yeah? They're the ones that have got that head start. We're the ones that are meant to be trying to close this gap. I hear all the time, but City haven't done anything. Look at City. What do they really need to do? If you're Man City right now, what do they really need to do? They'll make 1 or 2 tweaks. You know, Edison might go out, another keeper might come in, or Ortega will go in and they'll buy a new sub-keeper. If De Bruyne goes, they'll bring in a Danny Olmo. Sure. But at the end of the day, we're the... Oh, what's going on? I'll get to all your comments in trade for the likes. Only 51 likes, 81 people. Billy has said they can still join them while on you. I don't know what that means at all. I don't know what that means, Billy. What do you mean? Ronnie has said, rumours Federico Chiesa has agreed terms to join Spurs. Rumours, yeah. I want to see it. By the way, yes, YouTube is lagging a bit. Yeah, you're now on screen. Everyone can see you. You're welcome. There you go. Well, that was an unexpected interruption. The door can stay open. It's not a problem if you don't mind hearing. Well, there you go. Rumours are great, Ronnie. I'm all for a rumour, but at some point, I want to see a Romano or an Ornstein say Spurs have put in a concrete bid for X, Y, Z. I'm all for Chiesa coming in, but again, it's the cheap option, isn't it? It's the player that's going for 20, 25 million, right? Look, I'm all for Chiesa coming in. I think he's a good footballer. For me, though, I think if you bring in Chiesa, it's telling us. Thank you. If you bring in Chiesa, then I think we're not bringing in a centre forward as well. Now, I would love to be wrong on this, but we've got so many players. We've got so many players in that squad. I can't see where all these are going to fit in. So I think if you're going to bring in Chiesa and a striker, for me, Richie's got to go. One of them has got to go. People saying Chiesa is rubbish. I mean, I don't go along with that. I think Chiesa's a very good footballer. Hey, it is what it is. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Lots of comments already. 215 of you already in the house. Only 72 likes. We've got to smash those likes at the end of the day. And we should be subscribing. So please do get that subscribe button pressed. You all know where to find it. And we're nearly back to where we were. We're about 12 shy of 12,700 at the moment. So if we can get 12 subs throughout the night, that would be amazing. Good evening to Mark Cook. We need a good evening to Gaza. So we need quality. Bang on to go with the young players. Absolutely. Leave you with a bevy. So why don't you just dedicate the stream to knocking Archie Gray? Noticed your son, but I mean, I think it's really sad if you think I'm knocking Archie Gray. I'm sure he's going to be a very talented player. But for me, it wasn't in a position we needed, and it's not going to do anything to elevate us. So I wasn't knocking Archie Gray. I'm just saying if I was going to Leeds, the player I would have got first would have been Crescencio Summerfield, a winger with skill, pace, scores, goals, and assists. That's me. Anyone can love it all you want, but hey, it is what it is. So far, we've signed a centre mid that in 2 games has played at centre half. So look, for me, that's what I would have done. Big up, Philly. I won't be able to read all these comments, by the way, but Philly's in the house. Tony Rodriguez is in the house. Bader is in the house. Nige, Pure COYS, much love to you. Absolutely agree with you there. Total Spurs in the house. Mario's here. R709. Ryan G. Howling Mad Murdoch is here. There's loads of people here. Alf Vivek, I think I'm saying that right, is here. Big up to my man Ash. We don't always agree, but absolutely top guy is Ash. Big up to Clement. Oh, I haven't seen this account for ages. Gons Football and Things is in the house as well. Catalona94 said, yeah, Felix is close to Villa or Benfica. Interesting. Very talented player if played correctly. Big up Frankie Kiernan. Always a great streamer, man. You know that. Theo, absolutely. Screw the patience. And listen, again, there's only so much patience you can have as a Spurs fan, right? Yeah, big up to Kuva. Connor W is in the house. Look, what I did want to say, yeah, listen, and there are a lot of links with Solanke at the moment, but again, nothing definite that I've seen. And as Tony says, please do smash that like button and subscribe. Really appreciate every single one of you. And once again, thank you so much for all of your support throughout the 24-hour charity stream. Look, let me get towards the newer content, the newer comments that have gone in. Give Richarlison to Wrexham for free. Mullin needs a backup. Yeah, I'd rather pull Mullin up front. I actually think. Look, so I put out a post earlier, and what I'm going to say is this, and I need to make this clear because I know that people will take what I'm about to say the complete wrong way, right? I know people will, right? When I look at West Ham, right? When I look at West Ham, and we are better than West Ham, right? Yes, they won a European trophy a couple of years back, but we are better than them. We are bigger than them. We should have more money than them. When we got West Ham putting in bids for players like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, right? Now, this is where people will take it the wrong way. Let's see who the first is. Take it the wrong way. West Ham, in relation to where they are, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Mazraoui, Kante, they're trying to get all of these players. They've got Kilman in already. Todibo, they're trying to get. Hats off to them. Hats off to them. Their owners are actually trying to progress them. Now, the reason I said let's see who takes that in the right way, because I never said anywhere there that I think in any way we should have tried to sign Aaron Wan-Bissaka or a Kilman. No. But for where West Ham were, Wan-Bissaka or Mazraoui, by the way, I would have Mazraoui all day long, but Wan-Bissaka or Mazraoui is a massive upgrade for them at right back. Kilman is a massive upgrade for them at centre half. If they get Todibo, he is. If they get Kante, he is. They're looking at, it's come out again tonight, that from Plettenberg or Romano, one of them, that they're looking again at Duran at Villa, who is an upgrade on at Mikel Antonio. So my point of that is, how can a club like that be looking at players? Some of them I would want at Spurs, some I wouldn't, but it's an upgrade for them. How are West Ham's owners, with their new manager coming in and looking at players that immediately make them better? And we're not doing anything. I don't know whether we're going to suddenly have a boom, 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 3 in a week or whatever it may be, but I'm just a little bit, I'm not concerned, this is Spurs, I'm confused as to what's the process. What are we trying to do here? Ash has said we were never getting Eze. Shot people thought we would. Spurs never dropping 60 million in a lump sum. I completely agree. But there's more chance that City will than we will, right? There's more chance that City will come to a deal if they want him. Listen, we all know Man City will pay if it's what they want, but they always have a threshold. If they don't want to pay more, they won't. Declan Rice being an example. Don't want to pay more than 100, we won't go there, right? But I agree with you. Listen, Eze shouldn't be a difficult signing for Spurs. In theory, Ash, Eze shouldn't be a difficult signing for Spurs, right? That sort of money, with the stadium we've got, with the revenue we make, yeah, with the club we're taking him from. No offense, Palace. I think Palace are a really good Premier League club, but they know what they are. They know their limits, hence why they will lose all their best players. But, you know, it is what it is. But Ash, yeah, again, I know he will stay, but what I love is that they went in and bid for him. Like, they went in and bid for Kante. Now, they might get told, no chance. But we aren't even bidding for people. And before people say, how do you know? Let's be fair. In this day and age with the Plettenbergs and the Ornsteins and the Romanos, everyone would know if we had had an actual bid on the table for a player. Milo said Zubamendi, Eze and Gyökeres should be our next 3 signings. Milo, who do you support? If it's Spurs, keep dreaming. I can't say, it should be, yeah, but never, ever going to happen. We're never going to do that. We're Tottenham. We're Tottenham. That's just not what we do. This account thinks that Eze is coming. I mean, if he's coming, any chance we can do it? I really, really think that we should do it, but do it now. Like, we've just gone on pre-season tour. Like, what are we waiting for? We're still top of the FFP League. Yeah, damn right. That's the trophy we're winning. Ronnie has said West Ham also have a better forward line than us. It's embarrassing. Bowen, Kudus, Paqueta walk into our team. Ronnie, this is my point, right? This is what I said earlier. When I put out a post earlier, and again, it wasn't to knock Archie back Morgan Gibbs-White. Apologies, YouTube is playing up. So it might lag every now and then. But we didn't even come back with Morgan Gibbs-White. We came back with Brennan Johnson. And I feel the same with Leeds. I feel with the player, not so much about the quality, but the player we needed more than anything was a Crysencio Somerville, but we've come back with an Archie Gray. And I just don't know. I don't know what the plan is. I just feel like we're buying a lot of midfielders. You look at it, right? Everyone we're linked to, I'm not saying they're credible links, but the Gallagher links won't go away. Central midfielder. Mason Mount now being linked. I don't believe it, but midfielder. Yeah. Jacob Ramsey, midfielder. Bergval's come in, midfielder. Gray's come in, midfielder. You've still got Skip, he's going nowhere, midfielder. Basuma, midfielder. Bentancur's midfielder. Sarr, midfielder. Listen, you've got to have depth, right? But how many centre mids does any one team need? Right? And the worrying thing, as I said in my video this morning, the worrying thing about that is nearly all of those midfielders that Spurs have accumulated are all kind of number 8s. Not one of them is a number 6. Basuma's not a number 6. Bentancur's not a number 6. Sarr's not a number. None of them are number 6s. None of them are even number 10s. We've got a bunch of number 8s, which is fine. But then when we concede loads of goals because we don't protect the back 4, that then has to be on the club and their transfer policy and what we've bought, right? Again, Ivan Toney, if he is the man we want, listen, I think Tony's a good player. I don't go in raptures about him. I think he's better than what we've got for sure. Shouldn't be a difficult deal to do, should it? Taking a player from Brentford, should it be difficult? I'm not sure. I'm really, really not sure it should be that difficult. But again, if he's the player you want, get it done. If he's the player you want, get it done. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. What do people think we are waiting for? And again, I don't want to hear, oh, City and Liverpool haven't done anything, and Arsenal are about to sign Calafiori, right? Arsenal don't need major surgery. City don't need major surgery. Liverpool don't need major surgery. They're well out in front of us. We need major surgery. I see today, Aston Villa. All right, people will go, oh, they've lost two of their best players. They've cashed in on Luis and Diaby, and they're spending, and they're bidding, and they're looking at players. Why aren't we an active team like that? And bearing in mind, we took their recruitment team. We took Mackenzie. We took Lange as our director of football. But they're being really proactive, again, in the transfer market. And again, we're not. I'm just trying to work out. I don't understand what the hold-up is. People can say, I love it. People go, the window's not shut. Of course it's not. But do you really want to be waiting till the end of the window? One year, wouldn't it be lovely to go into the season, the first game of the season, with the players you want, the players you need, to integrate them, players that can go on pre-season with you so that you can learn and play with each other? I don't know. I don't know. What should I say? Better half fever and glowing dribbles against bottom Premier League clubs. Eze overpriced. Eze overpriced. We just paid 40 million for an 18-year-old from the Championship. But we're saying 60 million is overpriced for Eberechi Eze. I mean, look, first of all, we're not accountants, Robert. Second of all, footballers cost money. Footballers cost money. Listen, if Spurs go and get Eze, fair play. Fair play. After that, go and get another one. The more the window's gone on, the less I feel it's going to happen. And I won't bet my bottom dollar on it. I won't sit here and tell everyone it's close and it's coming. Angus said Arsenal, when they sell Nketiah, Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, will add more quality like Eze, Neto and Gyökeres. Well, listen, this is the worry. The worry is what, for a Spurs fan point of view, by the way, Angus, if we sit there and watch Arsenal do those types of signings, I will truly worry. I don't think Arsenal have got the funds to do all of those signings. I think you're looking at, 60 plus million for Eze, 50 odd million for Neto. Gyökeres is going to be 60, 70. I fail to believe that you guys are going to, and you've already paying 40 million for Calafiori. I fail to believe you're going to spend another 200 plus. I fail to believe it. Drew has said that's what Ange wants. Do me a favor. When commenting, let me know who. Before we say that's what Ange wants, who. Let me know so that I can actually retort, and it helps the conversation flow. Who does Ange want? What does Ange want? Let me know, my friend. Big up to Milo. So we actually have a quite bang average. We do. We have. I don't think it's bang average. I think we've got some good players in there, but it's not good enough to be better than where we are. Now, this is the thing I think a lot of people keep forgetting. Or not forgetting, but we don't talk about it enough. We've got Europe as well. We're going to be playing midweek. Look how tired the players were playing once a week. So we've got to do something. What's holding us back? What do you think it is? Let me know in the chat. Big up Mr. AJ. So, yo, Big Sav, recovered from the 24-hour stream. Yes, I have recovered just about. Last night's sleep was... I'm normally a get into bed and watch Netflix guy for a couple of hours. Last night, gone. Absolutely gone. Frankie said, if I could choose 3 realistic signings for us to do, who would you go for? I think Eze should be a realistic signing. Should be. I think Neto should be a realistic signing. I think Tony should be a realistic signing. I think there's loads of midfielders. I'll tell you a player I'd really like, but I wouldn't do it now because we signed so many. But I really, really wanted... my mind's gone completely blank here. What's his name? I talked about him all last season. Celtic central midfielder. Matt O'Reilly. Really like him. Got a lot about him. Energy, scores goals, gets forward, good on the ball. But I don't know. Listen, there's loads. There's loads and loads of players out there who make Tottenham better. Terry O'Shea said Trevor Chalobah left off Chelsea tour. You just know Levy's going to be on the phone for a cheap deal. Yeah, you know it. You know it. Look, what I will say is, and I'm going to ask the question here. So far, our three first team centre backs are Van der Ven, Romero, and Dragishin, right? and then you've got Ashley Phillips at the side as a kid. Can we go into a European season with just those 3 first-team centre-backs? Let me know what you think. Is that enough? Do Spurs need to do more in that area? Because the moment one of them gets injured, you're very light. So let me know. Let me know. Jimmy Costco saying Lange was holding Villa back. Look, I don't feel I know enough about Lange, but what I do know from what I've seen since he was hired in October, nothing's impressed me. Like I haven't seen anything that makes me go, yeah. So far, he's signed the 2 kids, Werner twice and Dragashi. And so far, that makes me think, all right, mate, where do you shine? What are you, what do you do? When you're saying Lange's hands are being tied, we just paid 40 million for an 18-year-old. Surely there's money. We always spend money. Why are we not getting better than what we're buying? Phil P said, dude, where's our signings? Damn right, man. Damn right. Where are they? Where are they? Please, no swearing inside the house. No swearing. Barbaric Disdain, great name. I said all the people that said we were waiting for the Euros to finish for signing players. Why? When we're buying kids that weren't at the Euros. Listen, what makes me laugh, Barbaric Disdain, is the Euros have been finished now for what? I don't know. How long? 8 days, 9 days, whatever it is. It feels like a lot of clubs in the market. A lot of clubs in the market are doing things, bidding. I'm seeing Villa bid, West Ham bid. I'm seeing clubs bid. I'm seeing Man United are bidding all over the place. Man City, now there's talk like Man City have sorted out the Savio deal. That's now confirmed. There's talks about maybe them going for Eze or Olmo. It just feels like, what are we doing? When I absolutely agree with this, by the way. Where are we? Sorry. YouTube is really playing up tonight. I'm trying to... There you go. It's finally come through. Ben Salih Yusuf, I completely agree. You know this fan base. You know this fan base. If we signed Eze next week, people will go, oh, there you go. See? Ambition. But him alone is an ambition. You've got to go and get 2 or 3 more of that level. You know what I mean? So I completely agree with you, my friend. I really, really do. I agree. I do. I think he's a bargain in today's market. And again, I agree with this. Everyone says only pull up negative comments. I agree with this. If Johnson is 50 million, 60 million for Eze. Eze should be 100 million if Brennan Johnson's 50 million. This worries me. This whole number 6 situation worries me. Now, normally you say each to their own. Don't always have to play with a number 6. But the line that Tottenham play, and not even the fact that we play a high line, the fact that our 2 fullbacks spend most of their time in centre mid. If ever a team needed a defensive midfielder, call him a 6, call him whatever you want. If anyone needs a defensive midfielder, it is Tottenham Hotspur. But everyone we're trying to go for in that central midfield area isn't. So again, I ask the question, what's the plan? What is the process? People can shout and say negative, be patient. Cool. I'm just asking a question. What are we doing? What's the process? Benson Core isn't going anywhere as far as we know. Neither is Basuma. Neither is Sarr. Neither is Skip. There's 4. Bergvall, 5. Archie Gray, 6. You would probably think that Lo Celso's going to go. So that's 6 central midfielders, right? 6 central midfielders. And not one of them does that DM role. It's just, it just worries me. Sorry, where was we? Video complete. Sofian says Tony, Chiesa, and Gallagher. Listen, if our next 3 signings are Tony, Chiesa, and Gallagher, I've got no problem with that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's massive ambition. I think all 3 should be doable for Tottenham, but I do think it makes us better than what we are. Does it close the gap enough? We'll see. I don't think it would, but all 3 of these players should be doable. And all 3 of these players shouldn't be players that we look at the club and go, oh my God, look what they pulled off. This is what we should be looking at. This should be normal. This should be standard. Does anyone agree with that? For me, this should be a standard Tottenham signing. Not always kids, not Timo Werners and Brennan Johnsons. Should be players like this. Phil P, where I said, Sorry, let me go to George first, Phil. George, big up to you. Always very generous. Thank you for the super chat. George just said, thanks for the charity stream and the regular Spurs content. You're more than welcome. Listen, we raised some good money. Listen, even if you couldn't donate, sub, like, there you go. I'll be like donating to me. Sub and like the stream. George, if you would be so kind, one more thing. If you could just put the link for people to subscribe in the chat, that would be absolutely amazing. Really appreciate everything you do for the channel, George. Phil P said, didn't Ange say he wanted the signings nice and early? He's learning the Spurs way. It's hardly ever the ideal way. Mate, absolutely. And this is the thing. When people are telling you, me, other fans, be patient, the window's not shut. The manager said it. The manager said, let's get early signings in. So what I find quite a lot is things the manager says, if people like me and other YouTubers say the same thing, we're called negative. But when the manager says it, he's positive. It doesn't quite work, does it? But hey, it is what it is. Custody thinks Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, what's he on? 300 grand a week? We're never going to pay that. Marcus Rashford is the he is the perennial, on his day, is quality. Sorry, the dog's barking. Let me shut this door. He is quality. The question is how many days? How many days does he have? But would I rather see him flying down the left-hand side than Timo Werner? All day, every day. But I can't see for what he would cost, for his salary. Daniel Levy's never, ever going to go there, ever. And worried me when he said he was comfortable with the additions. Well, listen, for me, I just think it's how you phrase things, right? I think it's good to say, yeah, listen, I was pleased. I was pleased with the signings we made, but we've got to do more. We're going to do more. We've got to get much better players through. But he doesn't. Oh, God, YouTube is really, really playing up today. Billy has said, apart from United, I don't see many clubs signing players. We need to take some time to get our targets right instead of rushing. Billy, I don't think you understand how football clubs work. Football clubs have scouting teams and directors of football and recruitment teams. Their job all year is to find targets. They don't just suddenly start working in the summer. So we need to take our time and not rush. That's an understatement, isn't it? Big up to Swanex. Hope you're well. Atalanta in talks to sign him. I think this guy can play. Really good footballer. I'm surprised that of all the midfielders we're bringing in, we haven't got in for him. But we'll see. Where are we? Sean Brown, big up to you, my friend. I said, no idea what we're waiting for. Yeah, I agreed. I don't know. Here he is. Forest Fan TV, big up, my friend. Is this Ant or Wolfie? Either way, big up for I love the rows and the debates on Saturday night. Good fun. Yeah, I have slept. Look, I'm wide awake. I've slept. I feel refreshed. All is good. So thank you very much. But by the way, it's not the same T-shirt. Like, this is just a black one. This isn't the same T-shirt I was wearing the other night. Milo, look, at the moment, I'm seeing no different really between Lange, Paratici, Hitchin. I don't really know what we're doing. I just don't. Oliver Rooks said, big up Sava, my guy, killing it again. Like you never went. Keep it up. Unlike Levy, who always backs down. Don't be a Levy. My new advice in life. Yeah, I think I might start a T-shirt saying, be less like Levy. Listen, I just feel that we're a bit, I don't know. I just feel that we're just a bit lightweight again. Haven't done enough. Nothing we've done has excited me since Lange has come in. Nothing. Dragoshin, I don't know. The manager didn't want to play him. Right? The manager didn't want to play him. Werner is absolute toilet. I know Brendan Johnson wasn't his, but Skip and Bergvall, they can excite me from let's see what they do in the next 3 years, but it's not exciting now. Hey, it is what it is. Craig Harlow said it could be multiple reasons. Selling clubs trying to get players in before they let players we want go. Players might still be on holiday, and we'll discuss transfers once they return. Sure, but other clubs are doing stuff, right? it's always what's thrown at Spurs, Craig. It always seems to be that we're the ones that the Euros are on, or players are on holiday. Look, come on, most clubs are now on their pre-season. So this whole thing for holidays, unless you were at a tournament, come on, like it's mad. Morata was signed the day after the Euros finished. DMB Forever said we need a lot more than centre-back cover. We need number 6 and some quality front. DMB, by the way, when I said we need another centre-back, I wasn't saying just that. I think there's a lot that needed to be done, which is why I'm so surprised that Werner was one of them and that Gray was one of them. That's all. But it is what it is. Mr. AJ said, like, even Joshua Kimmich, he's leaving Bayern by the looks of it. Why don't Spurs test the waters? There's not a chance Spurs would have the balls to go for Joshua Kimmich, mate. We know that. But would love Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich would be perfect as the right back that goes into midfield or just the number 6. Joshua Kimmich is a great player. Spurs don't make moves like that. Let's be honest. We simply haven't got the ambition. Here we go. Trevor goes, Sava, what do you want? Oh, I love these sort of comments. Levy to overpay in their eagerness. Then you will mock them for being weak in transfer. Mock them for being weak in transfer deals. This is Daniel Levy we're talking about. What? No, Trevor. Things like this, they just excuse the club. That's all it is. And again, it just excuse the club. Again, silly comments like this is why the board don't need to buy proper players, because we have silly fans like this that say things like this. Archie Gray is our best midfielder. That must be why in the 2 games so far, he hasn't started him once in central midfield. If we're saying Gray will be the DM, again, I don't know what we're hoping for then. If an 18-year-old coming in is going to be our DM, I don't know. Not for me. Archie Gray will be our number 6. Ange doesn't play with a 6. I love all this. Ange doesn't see. Yeah, but this is where Ange is wrong, because if you don't have a defensive midfielder and you defend the way we do, we're never going to get better. We will concede so many goals. That's not me being negative. Just watch us play. He's got to. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oliver Rooks has said, we would turn Eze into a bad player. Levy doesn't deserve his talent. He'd be wasted. He should go City. Pep will unleash him. Yeah, listen, if he goes and plays with Pep, he'll love playing, won't he? If he comes to Spurs, I don't even trust Ange to play him right. Jim COYS said, how can it be negative when Spurs are being negative by not even bidding for anyone? Absolutely. This is the thing. This is the thing. Chris has said, you have to time it right to get a transfer done quickly while not annoying a player who's trying to enjoy their holiday. Chris, players are moving every single day all around the world, right? Let me tell you something. Do you think when these players are on holiday, the ones that are being transferred, you don't think they're in contact every day with their agent? Come on, this is not how it works. This is not how it works. I get it, but we keep making excuses. First of all, it was when you watched the week after the Euros. Right, well, that's been and gone. And nothing happened. Milo has said, Chiesa for 20 minutes, smart business. If he can stay fit, he's one of the best in Europe in that position. So I don't know about one of the best in Europe. He's a good player. Absolutely. Big up. Ketic. Yeah, if you would like to subscribe, please do. We're closing in. We're 8 away now. That would be really, really, really. Oh, sorry. What's this? Yeah, that would be absolutely brilliant if you would. Lord Rodney Trotter has said, oh, has he? Yeah, there you go. He has. Come on, YouTube. YouTube's having one of them days where nothing quite works. Swap Neto for Chiesa. I'd be chill with that. Do you know what, Lord Rodney? If Spurs were serious, we wouldn't have got Werner. We would have got both of these. You could get both of these for about 60 million, 65 million. But we wanted to pay Timo Werner $8.5 million a year on loan. It's I don't know. It's just mad. Craig Harlow, I said we are being linked with left backs. A left centre back is being left until late in the window, according to Ali Gold. Look, we need it. We do need it. I still stand by that. You can't go into a season where you've got Europe with 3 centre-halves. We saw last year what happened. Van der Ven and Romero got injured, and now you're back to Royale. You're back to Davis, right? He'll be back to putting Archie Gray there. He'll get torn apart as centre-half. The Spurs, Dan Alice has said, I think Ange has accepted he's not getting what he wants, and he will now be looking at the young players to fill the holes in the team. Only looking like getting 1 or 2 more in, not enough. Look, said this is what happened when everyone's praising the kids, when everyone's praising Werner, not everyone, but you know what I mean. Those 3 signings take away from what's needed. For me, an Archie Gray, a Bergvall, these should be signings. These should be signings after you've made your top signings. Hey, that's just me. That's just me. Rashford is a flight risk, says Destiny 5. Here we go. Another one. Gert says, Ange knows what he wants, not the fan base. We must support the team. Sure. Okay. So if that's the case, then Gert, every time we play badly or every time we have injuries and we don't have players to cover it, it's on Ange because he knows what he wants, right? I don't believe this at all. I don't believe that he's going to get what he wants in any way, shape or form. Yeah, I heard this about Conte. How did that go down? How did it go down? All Levy did was hire Ange, and everyone loved him. So, look, for me, I think so. Yeah, listen, if anyone still did want to donate, there is the link. Thank you. We're only 6 away now from 12,700, so thank you very much. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. I don't think Ange should get a pass. Ange keeps coming out telling us what we should be doing, how we should be feeling as fans. But then the club aren't doing whatever he says. So as a football fan, I'm really conflicted. Is Ange getting what he wants? If this is what he wants, fine. If Bergvall, Gray and Werner are what he wants, no one next year can go, oh, but Werner's crap because he wants him, right? No one can say these kids aren't ready because he wants them. So a lot has to go on his shoulders. I completely agree with you. Olmo should be easy for Spurs, 50 million euros. You know what? Look, do I think Danny Olmo would come to Spurs? Probably not. Would I love to see Spurs approach him? Approach the car? I'd love to see it. I don't know. Look, I think Danny Olmo's a wonderful footballer. He keeps getting overlooked. Again, injuries. Got to watch out for the injuries, but Danny Olmo's a wonderful player. Joe Ryan has said, do you think Ange will change his ways and have protection for Vicario? He's got to. I think he's got to because we're so easy to score against. I think Vicario is the best keeper in the league in any way, shape or form. I think, again, that's just a little bit rose-tinted glasses. There are many keepers in the league that I would want over Vicario. Straight away, look at I'd take the 2 from Man City. I'd take Alisson. Straight away, I like Raya as a keeper, if I'm brutally honest. I like Pope of Newcastle. I would take Emi Martinez from Villa. I don't think he's anywhere near being the best goalkeeper in the league for me. Sorry, I just don't. Big up, Wolfie. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well. Izzy really wants to see a new striker. You and me both, my friend. You and me both. We should have had a new striker in last year. We should have had a new striker in last year. Lots of news about Amanda Staveley putting money into the club. Listen, I'm always wary when people want to put a stake in, but they always say, we're going to leave Levy in charge. I think, oh God, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. We made a few errors under Paratici. We signed a few ballers. Who are the ballers? I don't. Which ballers did we sign under Paratici? Destiny 5 said the quickest way to get Deadwood players out the door is to make good signings to show they are old news. I agree with you. Jamie, what do I actually expect? Listen, I go live every day telling you, if you have to ask this question, then you're not listening. Yeah? What is it that you expect, Jamie? You stick up for them every to you, Jamie. Easy for me. I put my face on screen every day, and I'm honest about my opinion. You don't. Tell me, what would you want? What would you want? Yeah, I can see. I mean, look, it all depends how much money Barcelona have got, right? Because they want Nico Williams, and then their two wide men for the foreseeable future are going to be Williams and Lamau, and then Pedri and Gavi are kids as well in midfield with De Jong. Listen, the makings of a very good team. Barca, I think the question's going to be when Lewandowski leaves because he's getting on. Who do they replace him with? Nicola said Milan are close to several deals and one of them consists of another striker. Tottenham can't pull their finger out. Well, this is what makes me laugh, Nicola. It's always players are on holiday. The Euros are on. This, that, the other. It's always an excuse for us, but other clubs are in the market doing stuff. We've managed to get 33 million of wages off our wage bill from last season's financials and also got money for Roden and Højbjerg. So that's practically 50 million. So we're actually up on money. Get spending. You know what it's like. This is when I can't take... Jamie, you know when you just said just now, what is it that I want? I can't take you seriously now. No one in their right mind is going to call Kimmich average. What a poor take. Listen, yeah. What do I want? I want the club to act. I want the club to act in line with what they're charging fans. Now, I won't pay to go. I refuse to give Daniel Levy that money. But for the fans that do, I want Daniel Levy to give those fans what they deserve. That's what I want. If you're going to charge the most or the second most in Europe to watch a game of football, make sure the players on the pitch match that, right? Same with anything. It's the same, right? If I'm going to a concert, if Adele is in concert, she can charge whatever she wants. She's Adele. She's won every award in the world. How many number ones? One of the biggest artists in the world. If I'm not Adele and I haven't got all the Grammys and all the awards, I'm not going to sell my tickets for the same price. That's Spurs, but the opposite. Spurs charge the money for lesser players. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this is the thing. When you, Jamie, when you hear people say patience, 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 you know, when you think, oh, but we've seen this so many times. We've seen this so many times. Oh, how funny. Rob says, Archie Groves a club signing. Nobody would change my mind on that. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. Jason says, Sava, on your grey logic, why doesn't Kimmich play in midfield for country and club? Oh, I don't know, because Kimmich is equally world-class at right-back as he is in midfield. Please don't use Archie Gray logic with Kimmich. Kimmich is a sensational player who can play centre-mid or right-back. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, people? Let's use these before we type with these. Come on. Gray already looks like a baller out of position. Again, all I saw at the weekend was him and his centre-back partner Skip being pulled out of position time and time again. On the ball, looked very good. Positional sense was terrible. Why? Because he's not a centre-back, right? It's very, very obvious to see. Yeah, I know. See to the fourth. This is what makes me laugh. These are professional footballers, right? These are professional footballers that will be getting a sign-on bonus, that we get paid 100, 200 grand a week, and we're worried about not annoying them. They should count their lucky stars that clubs want to buy them. Youngsters like Archie, you don't know where he'll pop out in mid. Jude was coined a 6, now he's a 10. Too early to coin Archie. Sure. I'm not here to coin Archie. For me, he shouldn't be in the 11. Come the first game of the season, we should have better than an 18-year-old in our first team, unless it's a top 18-year-old for me. Lord has said these Spurs signings are Conference League signings. Look, are we signing any better than a West Ham, than a Brentford, than a Fulham? I don't think we are. For me, I think we're acting like Brentford. Side Dancer, big up to you. I said, hi, Sava. Typical Spurs. We could have had 2 to 4 players in with players we've offloaded. Yeah, listen, it's always what we do. And I'm waiting for that news. I'm waiting for that news to drop. You know, you think, please wake up tomorrow and see Spurs in talks with, boom, boom, boom. Just waiting for it. Gray is okay. Jamie, I'm going to ask this question. I've noticed you don't ever actually respond to my questions. What evidence have you got that he's clearly good enough? He's played 245 minutes at centre half for Spurs. Why is he clearly good enough to play centre mid for Tottenham after 1 year in the Championship? Give me an actual answer rather than just that you think it. Let's get some context around it. DMB said, I can see our best players leaving. Romero won a cup. Listen, if you're Romero, if you're Van der Ven, how long are you just going to sit here and watch this squad not be added to with top players? Always the same. I understand the skepticism. It's not skepticism, it's honesty and it's truth. But there is some merit to players not being available for medicals and going on holiday after Euros. It's just always the same. It's why Swanix is every other club then able to sign these players? Why is it just Spurs? They don't have to complete a medical to be in talks. If I'm not available for a medical because I'm on holiday, that doesn't mean I haven't told my agent, yeah, I'll sign for them. You do know how this works, right? You do know how this works. When we talk about the player not being available, let's say Richard Sava, right? I play for Brentford as a striker and Spurs want me. I'm on holiday. My agent knows before I go on holiday, are you happy to join Spurs? My agent knows. My agent knows. He doesn't need to ring me and say, Spurs, you interested? He'll know. He'd ring and go, by the way, Spurs have made a bid. Still in? Yeah, I'm in. Still want the same wage demands? Yeah, I want the wage demands. Then the agent goes and does the dealing. And then the club does the dealing. The player is involved very little in that first bit. But you know, it's always an excuse for us, but no one else. That's why I don't agree with it. Which Williams, Nico, he's going to Barca, mate. He's going to Barca. There's not a chance. He's coming to us. Not a chance. Big up to George, who gifted a membership. Whoever you gifted it to, thank you very much on their behalf. I didn't see who you gifted it to, but thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And Terry has become a YouTube member. Big up, Terry O'Shea. Thank you so much. Come on, guys and girls. Look, Paul O'Keefe has just announced that he understands Girona are in talks with Tottenham Hotspur for Brian Gill. No agreement on fee as of yet, but ongoing on the club and player side. So Brian Hill, Girona, keep an eye on that one, Paul O'Keefe is saying. And come on, look, we can do this. Look, 5 away from the 12,700. 5. There's nearly 300 of you in here. Let's do that. Big up Terry. Big up George. Thank you so much, guys. Where was we? Mike Reyes said, Bonucci said, in Calafiori, Arsenal signed a player who would be a reference point for Italy national team for the next 15 years. Just for 40 million, unbelievable. Quality signing. Quality signing. Arsenal have got a real top player there. Quality signing. We're talking about the team with the best defence in the Premier League have just gone and strengthened at the back even more. That is how you run a club. That is how you run a club. Ryan, I said we're basically, we're literally turning into a B-Tech Chelsea youth farm. This season is set up for failure and Ange gone by November and Pochin and more fake promises. Ryan, do you know what? Ryan, I can see it. Not 100%, but that scenario you said, you can almost see it. Daniel Levy's always got an ace up his sleeve. Always got an ace up his sleeve. Right? He sacks Poch. When he sacked Poch, it was Jose Mourinho, one of the greatest managers we've ever seen. Right? When he let go of, when they copped up with Nuno, brings in Conte, serial winner. Everyone loves him. Brings in Conte. You can almost see it. Spurs don't start well. Gets rid of Ange, and then what's he do? Brings back Poch. All is forgiven. Brings back. You can see it. You can see it. It would be funny if that happened. And then the fans would go, "Oh, Poch can finish what he started," and then we'll watch Poch not get backed. I agree on this. I agree, Scott. You know me. I will criticise anyone. Yeah, I will criticise all of them. Listen, I wanted Jose here because I think he's a winner. I didn't want Conte, hate his football. Didn't want Nuno. Was a big fan of Poch until the end. Right? I will criticise any one of them at any time. Same with Ange. All people are up for criticism. Ange needs more time. No, Ange needs some quality footballers. Ange needs some quality footballers. Yeah. It's not about more time. He's not going anywhere. He's the Tottenham manager. But for him to stay, for him to pull off something, for him to win things, we need better players. Surely. You can't make the top signing you want to make whilst the club's in Euros on and straight after. Nah, Morata moved the day after. Calafiori has been in talks with Arsenal for weeks. He was at the Euros. There's so many examples of this. No, this is not true at all. I think, again, patience is needed this window. You know what you'll tell me next year? Patience is needed this window. You know what you'll tell me the year after? Patience is needed. It's the same excuses time and time again. West Ham are trying to bid for N'Golo Kante, who was at the Euros. Yeah? Who was at the Euros. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I just don't get it. I'd need, for me, Grav, I'd need to see him have another good year. I think he had an exceptional end to the season. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Palace do. I like Glasner. I think he sets up a team to their strengths, and I think he sets them up well. He's gone in there, straight away put them to a back three, utilising Munoz and Mitchell as wing-backs, getting the best out of Eze and Elise and Mateta. Brought in Wharton. Him and Hughes made a great partnership. That was while they had 3 or 4 really big first-team injuries. So I think he's done really well. Let's see what they do this year. There's obviously a limit to what Palace can do, right? There's a limit. But, hey, I think he's a very good manager. Really good manager. There's a reason why he won the Europa League, right? He's a very good manager. At the moment, I don't think that's our goal. At the moment, I don't think we're good enough to get top 4. I really, really don't think we're good enough to get top 4. I didn't think we were good enough last year, and we weren't. I don't think we're good enough this year, and I don't think we will. But, hey, listen, there's time. He's got to go and make some signings and make that a possibility. Where are we? Ardavan said the problem for Spurs fans is that they do apply pressure on the board, but only in April and May, not in August when it counts. Look, so too many are happy with everything that's going on. They like it. You've got people telling the world that Brennan Johnson's world class, and then people believe it. You know, come on, guys, we're so close now to that 12,700. Smash that subscribe button, people. Let's show some. Listen, I'm giving up my time in the evening, so please do smash that like button and do subscribe as well. Big up to you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Mohammed Riyad, hope you're well. So, question for Sama. When do you think Tottenham would next win something? Mate, at the moment, I can't see when we're ever going to win anything. We do not sign the players that show we want to win something. Frankie has said, Sava, I remember you complaining, rightly so, last season about not clearing the deadwood. The one positive this window for me is that we have done so well on this department. Richarlison's there. Ben Davis is still there. Ollie Skip is still there. Emerson Royal is still there. Fraser Forster is still there. Right? Giovanni Lo Celso is still there. Valise is still there. Solomon is still there. So, yeah, we've cleared some deadwood. But, Frankie, it only matters clearing deadwood if you then go and buy more quality. And at the moment, we're getting rid of deadwood but not bringing in quality. In 2 years, we'll be saying it again. Got to get rid of deadwood. Got to get rid of deadwood. So what? So what if Tony, Eze and Neto were at the Euros? Sorry, do you truly believe that if Tottenham bid for Tony, we're all going to go, I can't do anything, he's on holiday? Are you kidding me? His agent's going to be on the phone quickly going, Ivan, Spurs? And Ivan Tony's going to go, yeah, make it happen. What are we doing here? Why do people in 2024 think the world stops because someone's on holiday? Let me ask you a question. For all of you in the chat, like for anyone that works, how many of you always say, I'm not going to look at any emails or anything to do with work while I'm on holiday? Right? We all say it. The moment you're on holiday, get an email or a WhatsApp or a text about work, and I'll just do this. Come on. These are footballers. This is their job. This is their job. They're not like us. Yeah? This is their job. They don't put an out of office on. Come on. I agree. I agree. I hate this phrase. Looks like a baller. He's a baller. It's generational. uh, uh, yeah, but Cruz played midfield in the Euros. Just played. So Kimmich played. Listen, when you're Germany, when you've got options in midfield like Andrick, like Gundogan, like Tony Cruz, you can play whoever you want, wherever you want, right? Absolutely. Anthony Clark said Levy is waiting for his freebies again, at least one every transfer window. You know what? If you are going to get free transfers, make them sensible. That's all I ask. If you're going to get a free transfer, make it sensible. I think Ross Barkley as a free transfer ticks so many boxes. It's unreal. Experienced, played for big clubs, homegrown, talented, coming off the back of a good year. That's a no-brainer of a free transfer for me. Jamie Get said, charging football fans the highest fees, paying yourself the highest chairman's salary, and not investing in the footballing aspect of the business is not right. Levy is a con man. But you know the funny thing? Levy does this every year. Look how many of these fans give him his dues. Oh, but the players were on holiday. Oh, but there was a Euros. There was a Euros. Xerxes was at the Euros. He signed for Man United, didn't he? Morata won the Euros. He's made his signing, hasn't he? Lenormand, he was at the Euros. He's made his transfer to Atletico. Like, what are we doing here? Why is it always just Spurs who can't get transfers done? It's always just Tottenham. Come on, 3 more of you to get to 12,700. 3 more of you. Come on, people. 3 more. David Durrell said, come on, Sava, young prodigy talents will never choose West Ham over Spurs. I mean, Jared Bowen, Kudus. I mean, what are we doing here? What do you mean, young prodigy? What is a young prodigy talent? Who is to call them a prodigy? You? Me? Really? Jaden says, Sava, you lost the plot, though, because Spurs will sign 3-6 players in 6 days, what everyone hoping for, but in reality it was signed. Sava, you lost the plot, though, because Spurs will sign 3-6 players in 6 days, what everyone hoping for, but in reality it was signed 2. I don't. Can you say that again? I can't make this make sense. Sorry, mate. Say that again. Can't make it make sense. Jamie said, because Sava, look at Jude Bellingham. Yeah, Jude Bellingham is a one-off. Yeah, I mean, let's not. It's not a similar situation with Gray. It's not a similar situation, is it? At the age of 18, it's not. I can't deal with it. Okay. Yes, Archie Gray is Jude Bellingham. You're right. Cello has said VDV will be playing for City or Real Madrid in 2 years. I agree. Foxy said Archie Gray needs to prove himself just like Bellingham did in 2 different leagues, Bundesliga and La Liga. Nobody should ever mention the 2 in the same sentence until Gray stands out in the top league. That's all I ask. Foxy, is instead of putting players on a pedestal, let's see them do it. Too many players in the Spurs squad are put on pedestals without proving a thing. Senior pros put on pedestals. I'm seeing people now saying, if Basuma stays fit, Spurs could be on a title challenge. You're thinking, what are we doing here? It's mental. Elliot has said we see some good players that move up after several years of no ambition by the club owners. Listen, it's always been the case. Sava, sell. Clubs don't want to sell their best players. Clubs have been selling their best players for years and years and years, Swanex. Again, this is not a true statement. Clubs might not want to sell them. Clubs will sell them. Yeah? Clubs will sell their best players. Spurs sold Harry Kane last year. It's actually mental. The excuses made for this man, for these owners are mental. Where are we? Absolutely. Big up, Philly. So please hit the likes and subscribe to my brother from another mother, Sava. Come on. We're going backwards in subs. Come on, people. Come on. Dietrich Kane, big up to you. Said Tottenham Hotspur remain in the background, sign Hermoso. The defender is a free agent after his Atletico Madrid contract expired and wants to complete his next move quickly. Listen, I take it. Levy should be all over that. He loves a cheap or a free, doesn't he? I'm going to try and catch up. I'm about 10 minutes behind. Jamie, no, you're not. Jamie, I'm going to stop talking to this, Jamie. He's not the brightest. I'm sorry. Again, not once out of my mouth did I say Calafiori is better than any of these players. Second of all, you've got no way of knowing that. Third, it's about what Arsenal need. It's about how Arsenal deploy him. It's about how Arsenal build their squad. I never said Spurs would have got Calafiori or should have bid for Calafiori. The point is Arsenal are building for them. It's real basic common sense. I'm starting to wonder if a lot of people went to school because common sense in this world has gone. Absolutely gone. Nicola said Calafiori's levels above Romero. Look, I don't know. I like Calafiori. I need to see more of him. But when I've watched him play, he looks good. But again, our fans straight away, no one's better than our defence that conceded 61 goals, by the way. Right? What makes me laugh as well, we're saying he's not better than Dragoshin. Dragoshin couldn't even get in the Spurs team when we had injuries. So what are we doing here? Is that on Ange? Or is that Dragoshin not as... I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Where are we? Jamie, you can't know the truth. Go and watch last one. Spurs. Look, there are people that want to go and watch just fluff. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Yes, if Ange left, I would take Glasner. I think Glasner is a manager that looks at his squad, sees what works best and plays to it. I think there's no nonsense, no fuss. I don't think he's trying to reinvent a wheel like Ange is. I think he just does. I think he just does what's needed. And sometimes you need a manager like that. Sure. You've got to remember Calafiori's a lot younger. But it shouldn't really matter if one's better than the other one right now. At the moment, it's about Arsenal strengthening. Arsenal are strengthening. Yeah? That's the difference. Romero, very good defender. Yeah? For me, need to see more consistency from him. Again, he's been part of a defence that for 2 years has conceded over 124 league goals. We'll see. I would love to say yes. I just don't trust Spurs to get it done. Daniela has said, Savage, do you think Spurs, Villa, Newcastle have to start winning trophies or at least get to finals? Look, I think it's difficult because the top clubs have ambition and some of these clubs don't. I think Villa are building something nice. I think they're going to take a few years, but Villa in the last couple of years are really building a good squad. Newcastle remains to be seen. They've got the nucleus of a very good team. But listen, I only care about Spurs, to be honest, getting in there and winning trophies and getting into finals. And at the moment, I think we're miles off it. God knows. I mean, they're very different players, aren't they? I shouldn't imagine one affects the other one. I should think it'll be more about Lo Celso moving. But again, sorry. Yeah, Cello, I agree. I can't take the excuses. There's always a reason. There's always a reason why Spurs can't do something from our fans. Other clubs go and do it, and we go, oh, we can't because of blah, blah. It's always Spurs, isn't it? We are a richer version of Brentford and Palace. Bang on. We shop in the same window as these clubs. What's the point of getting up for games if we're just going to go around the same cycle for the 50th time under this ownership? Absolutely. Can't agree with you more. Nicola Lemieux said, Villa is not Deadwood. Young and unproven, certainly not Deadwood. Whenever I've seen this kid play, I can't tell you one good thing that he does. I'm sorry. For me, this was another poor signing. He will never be a first-choice striker at Spurs. I'm going to put it out there right now. You know it. You see it. Sometimes you watch an 18-year-old play and you go, something about you. I've not seen anything about this guy at all. That was my point, AJ. That was my point. What a brilliant free transfer that was. What a brilliant free transfer that was. Gives them depth and experience for Champions League. Homegrown. Helps them with their PSR and financial fair play. I just think this was an absolute no-brainer. For me, Mr. AJ, I think it was a no-brainer. By the way, that's not me saying I think that Ross Barkley's the greatest player in the world. But I think he's a very good footballer. And when you get into the Champions League, you need to rotate. Yeah, you need to rotate. Paulinho was at the Euros. I believe he's just moved club as well. Absolutely. All the excuses. Lewis has said it's continually rinse, repeat with Spurs. Levy is only interested in building his empire and not investing properly in Tottenham Hotspur FC. Bang on. Bang on. Couldn't have said it better. Yeah, I know, Rodney. I'm negative, right? Because I use facts and stuff. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, Lamine Yamal, if people want to tell me he's generational, I'll go with it. I mean, this is a guy who's managed to get in the Barcelona first team at the age of, 15, 16, Barcelona. And now in the Spain first team at the age of 16, 17, and play brilliantly and win the Euros and get Young Player of the Year. We sign an 18-year-old from Leeds and people want to put him on that level and without even seeing him play properly in his position. VCAT said Villa targeting Felix after completing the deal with Onana. West Ham super active trying to get quality players. Even Fulham is doing better. Honestly, I'm embarrassed at the moment. I'm embarrassed. Mainu was playing very good at the age of 18. Yep. Came through their team. Yeah, sure. Gone straight in, done very, very well. No doubts. No doubt. I've got no complaints there. I can't answer that. I listen. I think most of the people in my chat are quite sensible. We just get a handful of people that they don't want truth. They just don't want truth. Thank you, Marie Hooper. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. No, Basuma isn't fit to lace Declan Rice's boots. Let's be honest. Everyone went crazy about Basuma at the beginning of last season. Declan Rice had a wonderful season. Declan Rice, certainly club football-wise, he's Mr. Consistent for club. For West Ham and Arsenal, he's been so consistent. Gray was wanted by some of Europe's top clubs. Who? Who wanted Gray? Please tell me, Jamie. I love it when people do this. Who bid for him? Brentford. I'm not saying the kid won't be good, but Brentford. Don't make out like he had Liverpool on the table or City on the table. If he did, he wouldn't be at Tottenham Hotspur right now. Calafiori will be playing left back. Yeah, I think he's going to do what Pep does with his team. I think he's going to have Calafiori tucking in as the left back that goes into centre half. I think you've got a great player there. Give him a bit of time to settle. I think he's a great player. I really do. It's always that, though. It can't always be down to the selling clubs. Why do other clubs get it done? Why is it always down to the selling clubs? The full sentence was clubs don't want to sell their best players a couple of weeks before the window closes. I wrote, listen, when you're saying don't chat crap, Swanix, it's a transfer window. No one wants to sell their best players at any time, but they have to sometimes. The best players who play for the Brentfords, the Fulhams, the Palaces, their best players will be stolen. They know this. They know the food chain, right? So you could tell me that no one wants to sell their best players for a couple of weeks before the window closes. Look how many deals will get done in the last 2 weeks of the window. Look how many. The facts make you wrong. Your feelings aren't factual. That's great. But your feelings, yeah? My facts don't care about your feelings. Look at the last 2 weeks of every transfer window. There's hundreds and hundreds of signings. So all of this that no one wants to let players go, of course they don't. But they get done. Tottenham are there. Tottenham are there, right? We're the 7th richest club in Europe. We should be going out and taking players. I'm not saying we can go to Bayern Munich and take one of their best players. But if we can't go to Brentford or Palace and negotiate one of their best players out of that club, what does that say for Tottenham Hotspur? What does it say? Frankie said, what's my personal thoughts on Spence? Look good, but I don't even want him as a backup. No, listen, for me, shouldn't be there. There must be a reason why no manager to date has given this guy a game and keep loaning him out. To date, he's had about 5 or 6 different football clubs and he's about 23 years of age. Never settled at any of them. Always somewhere for a year. Not for me. No, 26 is not young for anyone. Not in professional football. Professional footballers start hitting their peak at about 27, 28. Some even earlier. This is not young for a defender. Skurs, I'm hoping for Neto, Doué and Tony. I like Chiesa, but feel the form would be better. Look, I don't understand. If we want Neto, this should be an easy deal. If we want Tony, this should be an easy deal. Really should be. Della Spurs said, Savat, I've seen Spurs fans be bitter about our business. Look at Spurs fans' reaction to Onana to Villa. Fans ripped into Villa how finished above us last season. They did the same for you guys. Listen, have you noticed whoever other clubs sign a crap, if we had signed them, the likes of Jamie in the chat would be telling you they're amazing. Now, Onana, just to put my opinion, I think Onana's a good player. I don't think he's a great player. I reckon Unai Emery will get the best out of him. I think Unai Emery will get the best out of him. And again, adds good squad depth to Aston Villa's midfield. Adds really good squad depth. I think it's a good signing again. Again, it's what they needed. They went out and got it. But listen to the words coming out of my mouth, though. Not you. Everyone. I don't think he's amazing. But Villa are building a squad so they can cope with all competitions. Ardavan said the good thing this time is that if Ange fails, then the media won't have the Kane story to focus on. I think there'll be much more attention on Levy and Enoch. We say this every time, though, don't we? We say this every time, and they never focus on Levy and Enoch. They never do, and that's the problem. Where are we? Caleb has said, we are acting as if the window is closed and we signed no one. What job is he doing at the moment? Again, another excuser. P.S. Barkley cost 5 million then. 5 million. If he was free, if it was 5 million, 5 million, Jesus. No, you're not. No, you're not. I can't cope when people can't use their brain. I didn't say Ross Barkley moved the needle for them. They're going into Champions League season. Aston Villa need homegrown players. They need to watch their FFP and their PSR. That's a no-brainer to add to their squad. If Spurs sign Ross Barkley, straight away he's better than most of our midfielders anyway. What are you talking about? This is what I mean. We need some needle movers for sure. But what I'm saying is instead of getting Werner on loan and paying him 8.5 million a year, get Ross Barkley on a free. Then go and spend your money. Do you know what I mean? Instead of paying 50 million between Bergvall and Gray. Do you know what I mean? The problem is there's an excuse for everything. Matthew, Villa are going to play a lot of games of football next year. Only Spurs fans talk about subs. Aston Villa, Unai Emery will rotate. Unai Emery plays 3 at the back. He'll play 4 at the back. He'll play 3 up front, 1 up front, 3 in midfield, 2 in midfield. He will chop and change. You watch Barkley, if fit, will get a lot of games of football. It's madness. The excuses we make, it's madness. Where are we? Brentford is his level, to be honest. I don't know who we're talking about there. Darren said, don't be so negative. Dude, I'm just giving you some truths. Nothing I've said is negative. It's truths. We haven't done anything. We have not done anything to try and close the gap. Yeah? When I hear this, cool. Who bid for him? Jamie, who bid for him? You can have all the interest you want. Who bid for him? Yep. Oh, I can't do this again. Caleb, Liverpool finished about 17, 18 points above us last year. They don't need to do as much as we do. If the interest couldn't have been great, could it? If no one bidded, if no one put in bids, then the interest wasn't that great, was it? Let's be brutally honest. You're laughing, but this is actual information. People close to the club. Yeah, of course it is. All people at the club, of course, from the club, it's always the excuse. Always the excuse. It's the selling clubs. It's the selling clubs. The scouts and the directors of football and the recruitment team should be working on this all year round. Oh, I just can't. No, I can't. Please stop coming to my show. You're not listening. Don't quote me when I didn't say this. Ross Barkley, as a free transfer, allows you to still go and spend all your money on top players. On a free transfer. Yeah? On a free. I didn't say spend 30, 40 million for him. It's absolutely mad. I heard all this the last 2 years and they finished above us. You can't guarantee anything. Jeff Brown has said, Sava, stop talking sense. Spurs fans are easily fooled by the media. Absolutely. Oh, mate. Other clubs get stuff done. We have fans that back it. Look, this guy. Would love to see some of your lives be a tad different. Every day seems to be a moan. What would you like me to talk about? Come on. Come onto the screen and tell me what you would like me to talk about. All stream, I talk about what I would like to see. What are you talking about? All stream, I'm talking about what I'd like to see. This is ridiculous. Don't watch. You're embarrassing. You back the club and then you lie about me. I'm saying all stream what I want to see. I want to see ambition. I want to see Spurs go to clubs and take players without it always being a last-minute thing, without it always being the cheap option. Just, Jamie, you've had your you're always in here being an idiot. You're always in here being an idiot. I can't deal with you anymore. Okay, it's not that we can't go get a player from the smaller clubs. We didn't go to the clubs and we don't want to pay. It's because we don't want the player who we've been linked with. What? We didn't go to the clubs and we don't want to pay. It is because we don't want the player we've been linked with by force. So who do we want then? So why aren't we getting anyone? Why aren't we getting anyone? This is the thing. I'm bringing facts. You're bringing feelings. Again, the feelings don't care. Who have we got that's that good in central midfield? Who have we got that's good? That's that good? We've got very average midfielders that are very inconsistent. Yeah, Foxy, I remember you saying it. Of course I would take Rabiot on a free. Of course I would. Gary saying we've got nothing of consequence done. Absolutely we haven't. But people want me. I'm going to give myself a heart attack. I mean, I'm not. Can we not talk like that? It's ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. Caleb, I'm not the Tottenham Hotspur recruitment team. There are hundreds and hundreds of footballers out there that I would like Spurs to sign. There are hundreds and hundreds of players that I would like Spurs to sign, but we never do. Instead, we've got people saying, oh, be more positive about the club. Okay, where's the positivity? Someone tell me right now, what's the positivity? We're about to go pre-season abroad, and the only new signings are two 18-year-old kids. Where Sar's better than Barkley at what? No one said he was going to set the world on fire. No one said. Why can't people listen? I'm so confused, right? Who is he not better than? Who is Barkley not better than in our midfield? Sar. I mean, what? All of our midfielders are very inconsistent. They're very hit and miss. They get gassed up, but they're very hit and miss. I mean, again, another inconsistent player. I think Barkley's a very good technical footballer. Do I think he's the main man? No. But on a free. But last year he was crap. Okay, sure. Take the piss all you want. So why did we concede 61 goals? I'm told it's because of the midfield. Why don't any of our midfield score goals? It's actually madness. The excuses for our club. And then any player that another club signs is rubbish. I think Barkley starts. Yeah. I think our midfield is so poor. Bentancur, for 4 or 5 games in a row, you don't notice him. Sarr, inconsistent. Basuma, inconsistent. Skip's not very good. Lo Celso never gets a start for Spurs. He's not really got a lot to get over, has he, Milo? Again, everyone's crap. The other day you told me Archie Gray's going to be worth 90 million in 2 years. Who's the best free players that we have? Van de Ven. I just think we've got a whole squad of inconsistent players. Son, Van de Ven, and Romero. I don't think there's a lot else there that's consistent to be called a best player. I don't think we've got consistency. That's the thing. What a lot of fans look at is a player good or not? Great. For me, is the player consistently good? So well and good saying, oh, but Suma on his day, great. On his day, he's great. How many of his days do we have? How many of his days? I agree. We're very inconsistent. But then everyone else is rubbish. Like everyone else is rubbish. Our midfield's brilliant. Our midfield don't get into any of the 4 clubs above us. Not one of our midfielders gets in those teams. But we're all about to sit here and it will get argued. It's about, it's about to get argued. You can tell what's coming in, that our midfield is really, really good. Then I'll ask the question, okay, well, I was told that we conceded 61 goals because our midfield was poor. But now I'm being told our midfield is really good. They don't score goals. None of them are defensive. What? Sorry, Sarr was consistently good. I'm sorry. Listen, Ansar letting 61 goals. It is, Nicola, it is. It is. It is average. It is very average. No one wants it. No one wants to admit it. No one wants to admit it. Right? Because what it means is their opinions were wrong. Bentancur is amazing. No, he's not. He's good, but he's inconsistent. Basuma, good, but inconsistent. Sarr, good young player, inconsistent. If you've got all inconsistent midfielders, they can't all be that good, can they? Big up Sam said, only just looked on, great to on a Spurs fan. Listen, I've tried to be honest, Sam. Oh, I've frozen a bit. What's going on? Oh God. Yeah, I've tried to be honest for years and years and years about this club. But people don't want honesty. Sam, what you'll know, if you're new to my channel, or if you're not, what you'll realize about me is if I say something and it comes true, I'm called negative, even though it comes true. Last year, all year, I was negative for saying we'd finish 5th and Spurs finished 5th. And it's not about, oh, look at me, I'm right. It was obvious. We didn't have a good enough squad. We just didn't have a good enough squad. Bobby, absolutely. How you doing, man? Not seen you for ages. Absolutely. We've signed Werner on loan and 2 18-year-old kids. But people want me to come in here and be really positive. Sign some top players. I'll be positive. Swannick said our defence was poor due to it being a new back 5 that hasn't gelled. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Our defence was... The excuses are excruciating. Nothing to do with the fact that our 2 fullbacks play in midfield, basically, and we're left with a back 2, and we've got no defensive midfielder in front of them. Nothing to do with that. Come on, man. Nothing to do with them being new. Nothing to do with them being new. Matthew said, Romero Van de Ven, the best centre-back in the Premier League to some. It's nowhere near the best centre-back pairing in the Premier League, is it? They conceded 61 goals. 61 goals. It's mad. Big up, Rico. Thank you very much. Yeah. This is the thing. When I talk Spurs, people take it personally. People take it personally. They do not like the truth. Our midfield wasn't the same without Sarr's engine. I don't think our midfield was good all year. I don't know. Sarr played. Let's see how many games Sarr played without his engine. Shall we see? Right. So, Sarr last season, how many games do you think he played, Milo? Sarr. Let's see. How many Sarrs are there? God, there's loads. Where's our one? Here we go. Our midfield wasn't the same without Sarr's engine. He played 34 Premier League games. So the 4 games that he didn't play, we weren't the same without his engine. Now, yeah, give me this guy over Sarr. Yes. 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 Absolutely. I see what he does every game. I see what he does. Look, Lord Rodney Trotter. Absolutely. Brutal honesty. Better than fake positivity. Yeah, all day. Here we go. Our midfield isn't average. It's inconsistent. That's the same thing. That's the same thing. If you're a good player, you're not inconsistent. We have a very unstable team and they've gone from a defensive... How many excuses has this guy Swanix come up with in this show? How many excuses? Agreed. It is okay. I don't get it, right? So according to this guy, we've got a great midfield. We've got a great defence. Why did we let in 61 goals? It is madness. It's absolutely madness. Spurs struggle. Why can't they attract big players? You mean we don't try and get them? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Clubs lower than us letting less than 61 goals. Basuma, 0 goal contributions, 23-24 season. Sarr had 3 goals, 3 assists. Barkley had 5 goals, 4 assists for relegation Luton. Your midfield, I agree. I don't think that's the trash word, but our midfielders are very, very average. Like last year when I said, look at Villa's midfield. You know what you're getting each week. McGinn, solid. You know what you're getting. Luis, you know what you're getting. Kamara, you know what we're getting. Ours are just constantly good for a game, bad for free. Good for a game, bad for free. But we don't want to, every club had injuries. Every club, Kiri had injuries. Every club. I timed you out. Jamie, not for your opinion, because you're a troll. You're in here doing the same thing all the time. I timed you out. No one else will take the blame for that. I'll own that one. Mandy has said, Sava, we are and always will be a bargain basement team. Why don't fans realise that? I listen, at the moment, yeah. Caleb said, Sava, you like Emery and think he's a good coach. Villa conceded the same amount of goals as us. Sure. Villa also played about 17 more games than us. Got to a European semi-final, finished above us after our fans said they were crap. Villa, apparently as well, none of their players get into our 11. So they don't have Van der Ven. They don't have Romero. They don't have Bentancur or Son. So which one is it? Villa are either not good or they are good. Which one is it? See? At the end of the day, you're talking about Unai Emery here. Unai Emery's won 4 Europa Leagues with three different clubs, two different clubs. 4 Europa Leagues, 5 Europa League finals. Yeah, cuss him all you want, mate. Look at the job he's done at Villa. Absolutely mad. People know what you're trying to say, Sava. Yeah, listen, the obtuse people, they'll be wrong again this year. I'll be right. And you know what? Then they'll go, I don't understand what happened. Like, no offense, look at this Swanix guy. The excuses that are coming, they just fall off the tongue. It's always an excuse at Tottenham. They fall off the tongue. Sure, still finished above us. Yeah, I'm told their defence. Let me ask you a question, Milo. Does any of Villa's back 4 get in our back 4, in your opinion? I agree, Scott. Absolutely. So it's down to the tactics. It's down to the manager not deploying the midfield right. If the manager wants 2 fullbacks that basically play as midfielders and centre-backs basically on the halfway line, you're going to concede a lot of goals. But that's the manager to sort out, right? If the manager doesn't want a number 6, he's got to sort it out. I agree. But at the end of the day, I can only judge by what the manager does. I can only judge by what the manager is doing. I agree with you about many people have fake positivity. You're going overboard. You would think if we got average players, we would have finished in the middle of the Premier League. No, not really, because clubs below us have got a lot of average players as well. No, I didn't say we should. I've never said that. Milenkovic was a steal at 12 million. At 12 million, a very good signing for them. Exactly, Alpesh. Why have I paid so much money for my season ticket and getting third-rate players? Don't worry, Alpesh. Most of our fan base like it. Bobby has said Villa have signed Onana, Philogene, Illing Jr., Barencia, Barkley, Dobbin, Matson, Archer, and in their talks with Felix. This is a side who is doing bits. They're building out a squad, aren't they? They're building out a squad for Champions League. Gallagher is better than Basuma, Bentancur, and Sarr. To some he will be, to some he won't, but he's consistent. Each week you watch Gallagher, you know what you're getting. Again, ours aren't. How is them playing more games mattering conceding goals in the league? Because they're rotating each week. Because their players are tired. Because they didn't have the squad to deal with it. Hence why they're going and buying a lot of players this window. Caleb, come on. Caleb, I'll invite you on. I'd love to. Caleb, I'll invite you on. Come on and tell me. Yeah? I like Glasner. I like Glasner. I thought he did a really good job in Germany. Caleb just explained it. They conceded a lot of goals and still finished above us. Yeah? Caleb, I'll ask you, how many of Villa's back 4 would you want in our back 4? Emery isn't a part of the bus manager. You clearly don't watch them play. I honestly, some Spurs fans, I just can't ever get on board with them. I just can't ever get on board with them. Villa haven't done anything that's impressed me. When Emery took them over, they were bottom 4. They were bottom 4. Do you know, since Emery took over at Aston Villa, only 3 clubs have got more points in 20 months. Did you know that? Again, this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. Again, it's not fact, it's feelings. Only Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal have got more points than Aston Villa in 20 months of football. And that doesn't impress you. That when they were in the Championship 5 years ago. Really? I mean, come on. It's absolutely mad what we're doing here. Again, yes. Yeah, again, this notion that they park the bus. I don't know. Listen, as I'll always say, listen, I am going to end the stream. I'll always say this. There are fans who have what they deserve. There are fans who are in denial. Those fans have what they deserve. Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of them. Yeah. Milo, we didn't have a massive injury crisis. We lost about 4 players. Chelsea had an injury crisis. Newcastle, Man United, they were injury crises. Yeah? They were injury crises. We weren't. We lost our 2 centre-halves for a couple of months. Yeah? We lost our 2 centre-halves for a couple of months. The guy didn't even put a centre-half back in to replace them. Right? When you look at the injury league table, there were much more worse teams than we were. Aston Villa played 17 games of football more than we did across the season. Aston Villa lost their captain and best centre-half for the entire season. They lost Buendia for the entire season. Digne was out for half a season. Yeah? You could say Ramsey was missing for them for half a season. It's absolutely mad that we just look at our own. Swanix, I've just told, look at Aston Villa. They lost, what's his face on game 1. They lost Tyrone Mings in game 1. Game 1. Right? It's always an excuse. Swanix, I'm going to change your name to excuse. Everything that's come out your mouth tonight has just been one excuse after the other. You'll give loads of excuses next season. Aston Villa. Right, okay, let me blow this theory out the water. Milo, for the 3 months we didn't have a centre-back, which was actually 2 months, for the 2 months that we didn't have a centre-back, do you know what? We actually let in less goals in those games than we did in the same amount of games at the back end of the season when we had Van der Ven and Romero. So this, again, facts, not feelings. With Van der Ven and Romero at the back end of the season, we were letting in 3s and 4s and 3s and 4s, right? So again, the facts need to come into it, not the feelings. The facts don't care about your feelings. Neither did Villa. They still did. Neither did Chelsea. They still did. Neither did Man United. They still won an FA Cup. Look, we had players missing. So did everyone else. I'm so bored of this narrative that poor Spurs, we're the only club. Yes, Liverpool had nearly a full team out for the final and still won a Carabao Cup. But don't worry, we had kids out. It's absolutely mad. Lewis, great player. Hamstring always going to be the issue. Okay, Milo, what about the last 10 games when we had our 2 centre-backs? Here you go. Let me share some stats with you. Milo, please come on the stream. I'd love you to come on so that I can debate you because you'll come with your feelings. I'll bring the facts, right? 1 game a week. This is what I mean. Villa were playing 2 games a week. 2 games a week and still finished above us whilst playing 2 games a week, whilst losing their captain for an entire season, whilst losing Buendia for the entire season, Digne for a lot of the season, Ramsey for a lot of the season. Matty Cash missed about 3 or 4 months as well. This is the mentality of Spurs fans, Alpesh. It's never our fault. So come on, Milo. Right. Do you want to see some stats for the last half of the season? You ready? Right, where are they? Tottenham Hotspur. Here we go. Tottenham. Standings. Right, form. So, for the last 5 games of the season, right, here we go. Here we go, Milo. This is for you. Right? Hang on, Milo. I'm about to prove this to you, right? For the last 5 games of the season, I believe Romero and Van de Ven were fully fit, if I'm not wrong. Yes? Romero and Van de Ven were fully fit. Spurs were 11th in the table for form and conceded 9 goals in 5 games. 9 in 5, right? For the last 10 games of the season, where Romero and Van de Ven were fit, Spurs finished 12th in the league table in form and conceded 19 goals. We averaged 2 goals a game against us with Van de Ven and Romero, right? I know you won't like these facts, but they're facts. In the last 15 games, where Spurs had Van de Ven and Romero, Spurs were 8th in the overall table and conceded 29 goals. Again, averaging 2 goals a game. So all of this, we played without centre-backs. When we played with our first-choice centre-backs, we let in goals for fun. So this is not true at all. Let's have a look, right? Hang on, let's have a look. 23-24 Premier League. Hang on, let's go to Tottenham's results. Tottenham. No, I want results. I don't want... Oh, here we go. Oh, no, No, it's not what I want. Hang on. I'm going to find it. Tottenham Hotspur results, 23-24 season. Right?
Tottenham won 3-0 on the 19th of May against Sheffield United.
All right. So, Tottenham Hotspur, right? Oh, come on, go back. Okay, so Tottenham Hotspur. Let's see if I can get from that Chelsea game. Okay. So from that Chelsea game, right? The game after, Spurs conceded 2. Right? The game after that, Spurs conceded 2. The game after that, 2. The game after that, 1. The game after that, none. The game after that, 1. Right? The game after that, 4. The game after that, 1. The game after that, none. Then Romero and Van de Ven came back. Our defence didn't change the goal stats from Van de Ven and Romero being in it to not being in it. Let that sink in. So now we've changed it. Okay, so now we've changed it. So what has Maddison got to do with us conceding goals? Dude. Right? I've just completely blown your argument out of the water. Van de Ven and Romero missed about 8 games all told together. Right? And the defence conceded on average 2 goals a game. From the moment they were back, we conceded on average 2 goals a game. So, Milo, I can do this all day long because you know why? I don't wear my Spurs hat. I don't wear my Spurs rose-tinted glasses. I look at the facts, right? The Spurs defence wasn't good at any point. But we're going to blame it on, they got injured. So what? The 2 that came in did just the same as Van de Ven and Romero. So I put this to you. Do you think it could be? Do you think it could be the style of play? Do you think it could be the way Ange sets them up? Do you think it could be the fact that we don't have a number 6? Could it be that our fullbacks play in central midfield instead of fullback? You want Glasner's stats? No. Hang on. I've just proved to you. The goals with them and without them were the same. The goals conceded with them and without them were the same, Milo. Just say I was wrong. That's all you got to do. Just say I was wrong. It's really easy to do. You know why? Because you're not using facts. Now, let's look at Crystal Palace before I finish. Crystal Palace towards the end of the season, right? I say towards the end of the season. Listen to this. Right? Listen to this. This is mental. Okay. What's their names? Crystal Palace. Standings. Form. Okay. So here we go. So for the last 30 games, of the season, so after the first 8 games, Crystal Palace were 13th in the form table. Spurs were 8th. Yeah? For the last 25 games, Crystal Palace were 10th. Spurs were 5th. For the last 20 games, Crystal Palace was 7th. Spurs were 8th. For the last 15, Crystal Palace was 6th. Spurs were 8th. For the last 10, Crystal Palace were 4th. Spurs were 12th. For the last 5, Crystal Palace were 4th. Spurs were 11th. For the last 30 games of the season, we were above Crystal Palace in the form table for 5 games. 5 games. I'm giving you facts, Milo. You said the reason we conceded goals for fun was the moment these two got injured. But the number of goals conceded when they came back was exactly the same as when they weren't there. Why? Palace, listen to those facts I've just given you, Milo. Crystal Palace, for the last 20 games of the season, were above Spurs at all times in the form table. That is absolutely embarrassing, isn't it? Why is the form table relevant? If 313, the fact that you don't see my point tells me what I need to know about you. The fact you can't see my point. The fact is, Crystal Palace brought in a new manager, who actually got them playing, got them organised, got them a system that worked, got them a system that won them loads of points, got them a system that stopped them conceding goals and got them scoring goals. How can you not see the relevance? Sure. But this was my point, Geeks and Muckleby. This was my point. Spurs do. That's the point. Listen, I'm going to leave it there. Please get over to Tottenham away. They're live. Please go over there. Type in Sava Raid, if you would, please. If anyone would subscribe on their way out. Listen, I can do this all day long. If people want to come at me, right, this is what I can do, Mark. If people want to come at me, I've got facts for days about Spurs. I don't go on the feelings. Spurs, had a really good start to the season. See, again, and then you get children like this. Just say you don't like Ange. I don't rate Ange. I don't not like him. I don't rate him to date what I've seen. What I've seen to date, the man doesn't know how to stop conceding goals. The man doesn't know how to adapt. So when people tell me we didn't have the players to adapt, Glasner went into Crystal Palace. Did they have the players to adapt? By the way, this was a Crystal Palace team that missed Czech Decore for most of the season. Guehi for a massive part of the end of the season. Henderson for most of the season. Right? But they managed to do it. Why couldn't our manager? It's not that I don't like him. I just don't think he changes enough. He sits there. He watches us go 2-0 down, 3-0 down, 4-0 down. Doesn't change anything. Comes out the next game. We're playing exactly the same way. Doesn't try to counter. Did nothing to try and counter Bukayo Saka when we played Arsenal. Right? Yeah, and Gaurav, yes. And Eze and Elise both injured a lot. But we go on about this massive injury crisis that we had. No one actually bothers to do their homework. They just say a lot of things. They get a lot of things wrong. And then, we didn't go for Gazner. I am OT Levy. I can only back the manager we have and then try and make sense of his decision. Sure, I don't blindly back a manager though. I don't blindly back a manager, Swanix. For me, the manager is like anything else. If a manager's being paid 4, 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, 8 million pounds a year, they've got to do their job. Right? You've got to do their job. And he sat there and he watched and he did nothing. We're playing Liverpool with a high line and Mo Salah, one of the most dangerous right wingers in the world. Mental. I can't, Milo, give my honest thoughts on Ange. I think Ange is decent. I think Ange has got one way of playing. I think he's got one way of playing, and if it doesn't work, he doesn't know how to change it. I think that Ange just sits there and watches. And I think that Ange thinks he can win things at Tottenham without truly understanding the quality that's needed to win this league. For me, he's got to do a lot more. He's got to work on set pieces. He's got to work on changing it up. He's got to work on which clubs you can play a high line against and which ones you can't. Which games you play the inverted fullbacks and which games you don't. Playing two inverted fullbacks is just madness anyway. He's not learnt that. And at the moment, what we saw was, other than the first 10 games of the season, which looked like a new manager bounce and no one knew what to expect from us, he didn't do anything for me which made me think this is a really good manager. So, at the end of the day, if he proves me wrong this season and that all changes, I turn around and I go, I was wrong. And that's what it's about. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, I will say it. But at the moment, you know, it's hard because us viewers are trying to read between the lines. Read between what lines? I can't be more honest in my assessment of Ange or any Spurs player. Yeah? Yeah. Yes, thousands are backing him blindly, Swanix. Thousands are backing him badly. Right? At the end of the day, Milo, I'd love this Milo guy to come on. Milo, yes. Where has he won those trophies? Where's he won those trophies? Milo, the way you can play with Celtic is very different to being Tottenham Hotspur. At Celtic, he's got the best players, all the money in that league, the best squad. They're going to win the league regardless. You can't do that with Tottenham. We're not. Look at Pep. Pep doesn't even play two inverted fullbacks. Pep plays one. But we've got a manager that thinks you can do two in the Premier League. That's why we conceded 61 goals, because teams have worked it out. Hearts in the first half against Spurs ripped us apart. Couldn't finish their dinner, but ripped us apart down the wings. QPR, look at all the joy they got on the weekend down the wings. Not got the quality, but they ripped us apart down the wings. If I can see it, if a lot of the Spurs fans can see it, you don't think these managers who are working on the field with their squads all week about to play Spurs can see it? It's madness. It's madness. Grove said that's why Glasner is better. He has his philosophy. Listen, I think Glasner's a proper manager that just gets it done, right? He's always going to have limitations at Palace, right? Because of the squad, because of the players they're able to buy. They'll lose their best players. He's going to have limitations. But with what he's got, what a fantastic job he did for that last 20, 25 games. What a job he did. Truly did a brilliant job. Well organised. Their midfield was Hughes and Wharton. And they looked so much better than our midfield. Hughes and Wharton. I don't need to do any research. He's won in leagues that aren't great, right? He may have taken clubs that don't win to be winners. That's not the Premier League, my friend. That's not the Premier League. You don't take a club like Tottenham and go over Arsenal, Liverpool and City consistently every year and win leagues if you are playing with the players we've got. It's all very, very basic. It's very, very basic. Look. The high line is great when you're playing at home against someone like Burnley. Yeah, when you're playing Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Villa, Chelsea. I don't want to see this. Listen, guys, girls, really enjoyed it. Love the debates. For anyone who doesn't know, this is the style of my channel. I want to debate. I want to talk with people. I don't want to just go with fluff. He signed 11 players so far, Milo. Most of those forwards are his. Right, I hear he doesn't need a six, right? The forwards are his. Milo, I'd love you to come on. Please, please, please tell me what are the right tools? What tools does he need? And why are we not getting them? If he needs the right tools, why are we not getting them? There has to be logic as to why he does what he does. I fail to believe that someone hasn't questioned the two inverts, but there must be logic. There is a logic, which is why we concede loads of goals. It's a bad logic. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to see that Spurs concede loads of goals because of the way we play. Liverpool don't do it. City don't do it. Arsenal don't do it. Those three are so far above us, and what they all got in common? They can all defend. They're all not gung-ho. They can all defend. Hey, it is what it is. Guys, girls, I'm going to leave it there. This. Ange, yeah, we don't need to work on set pieces. I'm always asked that. Anyway, got to go. Much love. I need some dinner. It's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for your super chats. Big up Mark Cook, who said, come on, Sav. Come on, people. Sub to Sava. Great content. Come on. Look at this. Look at this. 2 away from the 12,700. 2 of you. Come on. For the 172 people in there, please, 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 please. 2 away. Smash that button. Please go over to Tottenham away. Say Sava Raid. Take it from there. Much love, everyone. Take care. And Milo, next time, come on. We'll have a chat. See you later, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.